Hey guys, GatorGod here with the abridged patch notes for the D.VA patch. Also, I apologize, I lost my voice last week, so the second half of this video, I'm going to briefly go over the balance patch from last week. D.VA patch. So the new battleground rotation is in. It's Curse, Sky, Braxis, Hanamura, Battlefield, Warhead, Haunted Mines, Tomb, and Shrines. They're looking to change the battleground rotation currently about 3 times a ranked season. So, but they're considering changing that time frame or changing the number of maps. It's not set in stone right now, but that's the current plan. The new hero, obviously D.VA. She's a bruiser. She can attack while moving, but her base move speed's only 85%. She has no hard CC. When she dies, she goes into pilot mode and has a chance to fight and get her suit back. So if you don't know her from Overwatch, go check her out in try mode. If you do know her from Overwatch, a lot of her abilities are going to be familiar. The next is Alarak. Alarak got a rework, a large rework. He's very, very good now. He gains a lot more sadism than before. It's a lot of changes. His talent tree is almost completely different. So you should kind of look at him as a new hero. If you want to play him, I'd go through and read all of his talents again because he's completely changed up. And he's very good. He's a very good solo laner. So if you're looking to have to solo lane on one of these maps, I don't think Dragonshire's not in the current map pool, but some of these other maps, it's possible you're still gonna have to solo lane, maybe like on bottom lane, on Tomb or something. And he's a very good choice if you have to solo lane. Tyrande, I'm gonna talk about Tyrande. Well, okay, Nova got a teeny tiny. Or wait, no, that's in the other patch. No, Nova, it's just a UI change. It's not an actual change. So Tyrande also got a complete rework. She's more focused on auto attacks than before. Her heal is now like Uther's heal used to be. They kind of swapped. Our heal now only heals the target. One important note that's going to take some getting used to if you played Tyrande a bit before is that Shadowstalk isn't a global heal anymore. It now gives Tyrande stealth, move speed, and attack speed, but it doesn't have that same kind of team healing effect, and it's not the same as it used to be. That's really important. In terms of talents, again, major rework, lots of changes. If you want a player, I'd go through and reread all the changes. A lot of her generic talents have been removed, but she's got some new stuff. She's got her own like pseudo cleanse. I think it's only for stuns. But yeah. So there's a lot of new changes here. I don't have a good sense of how strong she'll be yet, but it's cool, it's new, and you should try it out if you like playing support, or if you're an assassin player who wants to pick up a support for ranked. Tyrande might be a good choice, as from my understanding, new Tyrande plays a lot more like an assassin than a lot of the other supports. She's very auto attack focused, so try that out. Dahaka, they've rolled a lot of his talents his underused talents into each other so that he has more compelling choices at each tier. They removed Primal Aggression, which is probably the most important thing, but they basically made it baseline. Dark Swarm now does equal damage to heroes and minions, and it does like more base damage. So what ends up happening is that it's a slight nerf to Dark Swarm, but basically Primal Aggression's more baseline now. So it allows him a different choice at one. So overall, this might be a Dahaka buff, but it might be a slight nerf. I think overall it's probably a buff though, overall. So Dahaka was already very strong. He's probably going to continue to be very strong. I don't think this is going to change it at all. So if you haven't picked up Dahaka yet, he's a great hero. Alright, so that's it for the D.VA patch. Now, for the patch from last week, which I again, apologize, I lost my voice. I'll just hit it up really quickly. So, Cassia got a small nerf. Genji got some small tweaks. Illidan got a teeny tiny buff to his unpicked level 1, his seasoned marksman. Nova got a tiny little buff to snipe build, which wasn't really the best build on her anyway. This makes it actually like a viable choice, but it's still, Nova still suffers from all the problems she always has, and this is not making her more viable yet. Zul'jin, he got a slight nerf. I'm not really sure why. It's not like he's overperforming in the meta, but I guess people were having trouble with dealing with him in some quick match when he is like the high sustain and stuff, so they brought his base attack damage down a little. They did bring the Voodoo Shuffle cooldown down as well, but I think this is much more impactful. Varian, Shield Wall build got nerfed, but it's by a very small amount overall, and his attack damage actually got buffed, so I don't think this is going to affect Varian negatively very much. I think he'll still be quite strong. Probius, Pylon, Overcharge got nerfed and Nulgate got buffed. Oriel got a small nerf, some hope, passive hope generation from like minions and stuff. Lily got a big damage nerf. She's still quite good. I've played her a bit since these changes, and she's still quite good. She's just not like overpowered like she was pre-patch. Lucio got a pretty massive passive healing nerf. This looks small, it's like it's only 1, but that's actually 33% of the healing. So that's actually a huge number. So whereas he used to be healing like for 3 at level 1, now he doesn't heal for 3 passively till level, I think it's like 6 or 7. So the ramp up's much slower, and I mean, I think it's probably a good nerf because Lucio is still very strong, but obviously it requires a little bit. He's not quite as good. It's definitely a nerf, but I wouldn't, if you love Lucio and you're really good with him, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think he's still pretty good, but he's definitely nerfed. Uther got a small nerf. Anubarak got some nerfs, but he's still fairly strong, especially when you pick him into those mages, like as always. And Sonya got a small nerf as well. That's it for today. Thanks, guys. Let me know if you want to keep seeing these, if you want them done a different way, and I'll see you guys next time.